So this will be the back of the hand and the front of the hand. So basically the palm, you have a square. With the thumb, you've got a triangle going off to the side. And with your block of fingers, that is basically another square or rectangle. We're just going to be drawing a flat hand. So it changes shape from that square to this, which is sort of a fanned out square. Okay, let's do it. So I use Sketchbook Pro, which I just find is the easiest interface to get used to. It's basically just a big white sheet of paper. It's just basically the tools and the colors and these tools up the top here, which are all really easy to use. And it's a free program. Okay, first flat hand, square for the palm. Easy. Now, rectangle for the wrist, off to the side, just like your hand is just slightly favored, and thumb coming out the side is going to be like a triangle, and then just do another little shape off to the side like that. Fingernail. As soon as you do the fingernail, you know the way that the thumb is facing, you know which way the hand's facing. We already know we're top down, so the fingers are just going to be another square on top of that one. These will be closed in. Get the middle finger, your forefinger. What is this, the ring finger? I don't wear a ring. And the pinky, that's the official term for that finger. Fingernails, fingernail, it's just a U, like that. Right, really basic hand. You can draw a little knuckle there, knuckle, knuckle. Actually, that finger should be, see, I've already made a mistake. That finger there, you want to be moderately realistic. And that one needs to be a bit taller. Yeah, you just want to remember which fingers are taller, and because when you're drawing a hand, especially on a character or something, you start, you know, drawing some gestures and actions with them. The fingers are really an extension of a character's. You can say a lot with the way the fingers move, so you want to make sure you've got the right fingers at the right lengths as a character would use a certain finger to make a gesture or an action. And you can do a little knuckle sort of thing over there. Sometimes I will sort of I change the alpha on this rough one and then draw another one over the top for later on, but other times it's sort of good to just rub out lines. See, that should be more like that. It's good to rub out lines because you're sort of going back over the drawing again. Let's flare out that arm like that, because arms aren't exactly straight. So that is a flat down hand. So if we were going to do that as the finger spread that I did in the video, change the alpha on it, just add a layer, and you just do it like this. Very big span. So that's the shape that your fingers are now going to rest on. So we can kind of keep that, the bigger finger. What is that finger called? I don't know what that finger's called. Maybe that's the ring finger. No, see, I made a mistake there. I want to really spread it out. So let's make sure, just redraw over the thing again. Alright, really stretch it right out and get that knuckle line. So when it's spread out, you've got those little valleys that show up. And fingernail, fingernail, fingernail. You know, it doesn't matter. Messy. Messy is good. Knuckle, knuckle, knuckle. Alright, kill the one underneath. Get rid of the shape underneath. Okay, that is a hand span. I mean, look, that that little finger there could probably span out even further. Make it messy. Right, so that is the hand looking down on top. So you can see if you go back in, you can change to a different color. Take the alpha down a little bit there. See, we have the square. I got this triangle coming off here. This is what I call the fan shape, and then we broke it all up like that. That knuckle goes all the way around like that, and that's it. From that to that. So now let's do the same hand, but the other way around, just so we can get into some of the shapes that show the structure of a hand, because the back of the hand is pretty flat. This side shows you the muscle here for the thumb, this muscle here that goes up to your pinky finger. So now we'll do that one. Okay, so this is going to be the same sort of hand span, but the front of the hand, as if you're showing your palm to somebody. So we'll just use this hand, just because I'm drawing my left hand, I need that thumb on the other side. I just go to mirror layer in the image menu there. It might, if you get the latest version of Sketchbook Pro, the menu things might all be different, but I just prefer this one because I'm so used to it. Then if you hold down the V button, you get this handy tool here. So the outside of that tool is move, this is rotate, and this is enlarge and shrink, and then you just let go of V and it's gone. So we can just take the alpha down on that one, add a layer, and we'll just sort of, to get used to the shapes, we'll just draw over it again. So I'm looking at my hand now. Let's just do the square again. Okay, and the wrist again. And thumbnail. And let's do the span again. The more times you do it, the easier it gets. So look at your hand while you're doing this, like I am, and that kind of wrinkle in your hand of the thumb muscle, I'm sure it's got a proper name, but I don't know what the hell it is. And then there's this kind of pinky muscle that goes here. You may as well draw in the wrist line. And then you've got another line there. Oh, what? And look, see, there's my mistake. We don't have a fingernail on the underside of your hand. And let's make that like that. I mean, you're not going to draw these lines when you're drawing a hand, but it's just helpful so you know where your hand is facing. Okay, so another finger, 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 just draw straight lines. You can put the curved lines into them later. Once you have all these lines here sort of stuck in your head, you'll end up drawing a hand that looks like it has those lines because of the structure that helps the shape of the hand, but you don't actually need the lines. So that one goes across there, and let's just make sure we have these little valleys here because that helps a lot. I mean, look, okay, so this finger, I've kind of drawn these two too close to this forefinger. So I will show you now by pressing L. See, that's just changed. My cursor is my drawing tool. By pressing L, now whether it's already a standard hotkey or not, I'm not sure because it's been a while, but that's the lasso. And that is just turned up over here. This lasso here is a sub menu of this select tool. So that select tool has all these tools underneath it. I basically just use that lasso, and then there's the rectangle tool if you want to, or a circle tool if you want to rub stuff out. So what you do is just lasso around these two fingers here, and then go back to our V command thing, and you can just move fingers over there. Let go of V, and because we're still on lasso, let's just get rid of it. Alright, so it's not highlighted. We've got our cursor, and let's do our little valleys. Get rid of this, rid of this. It can be a little laborious when you're rubbing stuff out, but it helps. Get rid of the square. I mean, I'm just leaving those muscle lines there just to show you what a hand is. And then you'll look on your hand and you'll notice you've got some, these are under the knuckles. We're just looking at the structure of the hand. And then you can just sort of go over it, and I mean, we're not trying to get a clean hand here. So that's basically that hand. We'll get rid of that backhand underneath. And if you wanted to refine this, we just add another layer like that. Valleys. Big valley there for the thumb. And then you might just sort of do a suggestion of those lines. And if you hide that one, there you can see I'm screwed up there. You want to make sure, if you're getting too fancy with lines like this, you want to make sure that you've kept to the shape. So if I take the alpha down there, let's do the shape back over the top again. This square, well, I mean, it's a warped square, but you've got to make sure those fingers come off this arc here. Because what I had before, I had an arc, and then it was sort of up here. You've got to make sure everything still, you know, travels across the building block, which is the shapes. And the division of those shapes helps everything. See? Here, here, there, that thumb and the wrist. Get rid of it. And that is the hand span, palm facing.